Hey everyone, welcome back to our Slow Burn Dynasty with the New Mexico Lobos. We just wrapped up our first off-season. We secured our commitments for our recruits, we trained our guys, we cut our roster down, and now we're ready to move on into the preseason. Alright, first thing I like to do in the preseason is I like to edit my roster, make sure guys have the correct number, and make sure the freshmen are equipped well. For the sake of time, I'm going to edit my guys later on. Let's dive into redshirting. I think Justin Bryant has to be our backup here just with his mobility. These other two guys aren't cutting it. I maybe should have cut Andy Smith, but we let him stick around, I guess. I forgot about him. But I think Justin Bryant just gives us that added dimension of running. If anything happens to Nate Wilson, I feel more comfortable playing with Justin Bryant than these other two. Brett Vincent's going to get redshirted. He's a solid running back, just needs 1 year of development, and much like Terry Lewis did, come back really strong. He may not be a starter, Duke's here, but he's definitely going to be a contributor. No redshirt on fullbacks. We've got some tough choices here on wide receivers. As far as who to redshirt, I think Guillory, Bradshaw could both be redshirted. I like Brandon Williams coming in, getting playing time right away. If these two are redshirted, he's our fourth, which I feel comfortable with. But as far as speed, I guess we get it from Cobbs a little bit here, and Williams, and maybe even Marshall if he's not redshirted. But Sanders and Blount on the outside, I guess Cobbs in the slot, maybe with Williams. I like that. Okay, so Guillory, Bradshaw, both redshirted. That means next year we'll have Blount, Guillory, Bradshaw, Cobbs, and then Brandon Williams there. I'll have to make sure he's high enough on the depth chart that he knows that he's a priority in the wide receiver room. But this year we got Sanders, Blount, then Cobbs and Williams. I think I'm going to redshirt Marshall. He's very similar to Brian Rice. I'm going to redshirt Gore and Bailey. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Marshall's going to stay, so we have 6. If Marshall doesn't get on the field, I think he's automatically redshirted. But I like our wide receivers here: Sanders, Blount, Cobbs, Williams, Marshall, and then Rice if needed. Tight end wise, Quinn and Wells, nothing to do here. Maybe Wells gets redshirt his junior year, depending on who we bring in, because then we'd still have a solid tight end, Quinn and Rice. We'll decide that later. Left tackle wise, tough to redshirt Carter. He's 68 overall, could fill in when needed. Tough to redshirt one of those guys. And here, nobody to redshirt as well. So maybe no redshirts on the offensive line. We got to get all those guys playing, and hopefully we bring in more guys for reinforcement next year. Francis definitely is getting a redshirt, as is Hunter. Up here, again, Hardy didn't get cut, so he's going to be redshirted. Houston's just pushing him for playing time anyway. Rogers is good. I think both Andrew Lewis and Swain would get a redshirt here. So we'll go with 3 defensive tackles, and we'll kind of adjust from there. Linebacker-wise, Lee Johnson has to get redshirted. 60's not good enough to come in and play anyway. Pennington's there. I think Jasper Lynch gets a red shirt because we got Holland behind him, who's going to be a little bit faster anyways. Acceleration-wise, Burley's got to get red-shirted. Cornerback-wise, again, I got to get Justin Andrews. Oh, I should have cut him. We will maybe change. Shoot. I didn't think that through. I'll have to change him. Maybe turns into Vincent or somebody else lower, or somebody new completely as a senior who's not going to play. And then I'll create him on one of the nearby teams. Free safety wise, I think Williams can get redshirted. And strong safety wise, Washington's got to come into play right away with Cooper, and Cook will get redshirted. And then we got strong safeties, I think, for a few years, which is good. All right, so that does it for redshirts. Let's move on. All right, depth chart wise, again, Bryant's going here. I like Crowder there. So Smith isn't going to get much playing time unless absolutely necessary. Running back wise, Terry Lewis is going to start. Dukes is going to be second. Kroll will be third. And then Gray, if needed. Fullback wise, we're going to put Rice there. Wide receiver room. See, Wells can come in here. I think I like him here. I ended up putting him in some sub packages to get him in the slot anyways. So I like that. And then Cobbs. I'm actually going to get Williams ahead of Cobbs. Just because Cobbs is a redshirt junior. And Williams is a freshman. Got to get him in. And then Marshall will be 6. Tight end wise, again, Wells is going to start. Although get Wells to start at tight end, I think we got to have Williams there. Okay. Go. I like that. At tackle, I'm putting the Andre Carter in here. Again, if things shake up or Smith gets injured, we'll put the next best guy in. As far as, mop-up duty, Carter will be in there. Left guard, Will Green. I don't hate that Quinn is a 71 overall here. Center will go Long. He ends up good. Tackle. Rogers up there. Get Holland there. Alright, our depth chart is set. Let's move on to custom schedules. Again, we've got to play 6 ranked teams on the road. I liked what we did last year, getting all of our rivalry games in the first 4 weeks. We'll see if we can do that here. So I'm going to take some time to set this up, and I'll show you what I get. All right, here's what we ended up with. I couldn't go the first 4 weeks, all rivals. That would have been great, but we ended up with Nevada in week 1, Oregon week 2, Georgia 3, Clemson 4. So we got a gauntlet here of just top 10 teams. Then we go on the road against Arizona and Coastal Carolina. I had to give up UTEP rivalry game to get another ranked team in here. So we did that. Now we got a bye week 7. I would have wanted that in week 8, but I couldn't get a ranked team in week 7. So we went USC week 8, jumped to Miami. I thought maybe they might be ranked. Could be another additional tough game. Then Alabama we kept on. They wanted us again after beating them last year and being the only team to beat them. Northwestern, we're going to get a rematch as well. Had a really close game with them. And Oklahoma we're playing again. And then UCLA is coming to us. We got a bye in week 14. So it looks like another tough schedule. Even some of the non-ranked teams, Miami and UCLA I think are pretty good. We'll see what shakes out, but that's our schedule for the year. A+ strength of schedule. We're gonna have to play well again to make a bowl game, to win a bowl game, and then maybe start thinking about getting into a conference. All right, with all that done, now it is time to get into recruiting. All right, first thing is check out our pipeline states. Texas is a really strong pipeline state for us. That's good to see. Cal is one as well. Colorado and Oklahoma. New Mexico, not quite one. Just not a lot of players to pull from. But we got Arizona, Utah, Arkansas. Again, to have Texas and California as pipeline is good. And even I think Oklahoma, we got good pipeline states. And then just a reminder, recruiting-wise, being in New Mexico, we can recruit, anybody who is a B- with vocation or close to home. So we can get out to, I think, California, I think maybe even Washington. I'm not sure about Oregon. Idaho might be there, but Kansas, Nebraska, not a lot of talent in this area here, up in Wyoming and Montana, but California, Texas, Oklahoma, that should be good for us. And then come week 8, then we can really expand and get out to any state. So to start with, I'm going to check out the players in New Mexico. All right, so the list of New Mexico recruits can fit on half a page here, but we do got the best recruit interested. We're number 1 on his board. Looks like a good prospect. We're going to add him. We may pass on PJ Smith here, just not fast enough for what we're looking for outside linebacker wise, as well as Vince Whitaker. Maybe just not fast enough. Chris Eaton looks solid enough, but I think we're going to pass. Adam Owens, pass. Anthony Ratliff, again, just not fast enough. And Dominic Robinson, not fast enough. So of all the players, just Richard Hancock here is going to be on our board. We may come back and look at PJ Smith or Vince Whitaker. I think Vince Whitaker just being a 65, I'm going to add him. So we got two of the top recruits here. Again, not a big selection, but it's a start. All right, as you can see, we need a free safety, we need a corner, middle linebacker, and a punter. I think those are all actual needs of ours. And I think I would throw running back up there as well, maybe a tight end. I think O-line's always a need, and D-line as well. So that's what we're looking for in this recruiting class, I think. And we may hone that in as we go. But let's take a look at what's out there. All right, interest-wise, we can recruit anybody who is interested in us, regardless of their rank. But again, doesn't look like there's too many guys with high rankings that are interested in us, which kind of what we expected. But I'll go through and I'll show you guys what I end up with. All right, here's a quick look at the recruits I added. 35 in total. This will change as the season goes, as you guys know. But we'll start here with Richard Hancock, D-tackle out of New Mexico. Best player in New Mexico, has his first. That's good to see. And then Vince Whitaker, also from New Mexico. He's got good size. I don't think he has the speed we need at linebacker. Maybe he turns into a D-end, we'll see. But then Sean Maxwell, 4-star quarterback out of Arizona. Number 7 ranked QB, he's a scrambler. Has us third with FIU and UTSA. Couldn't resist adding him to the board. Greg Jordan looks like a solid tight end, good size, good speed. And he is a receiving tight end, which is what I look for. Billy White looks like a good tackle out of Texas. Brandon Brown, D-tackle out of Iowa. Marcus Young, D-tackle out of South Carolina. Ray Mitchell, outside linebacker out of Texas. John Charles, middle linebacker. Grant Manning, middle linebacker. Sean Bush, middle linebacker. Matt Jones, Nate McCullough, Isaac Simon, Jason Anderson, Jonathan Day, all cornerbacks. Hopefully, 2 of those guys can stick on our board. And I'm hoping to sign at least 2 corners with this class. Free safety is a need of ours. We got Joel Sims here. Matt Anderson could go over. Eric Muhammad, athlete Brian Ziegler. Another corner here. These are kind of the guys now where I exhausted maybe some of the interested guys, and now I'm just kind of looking around our region for good players. So Sean Johnson's the first one I found. Looks like a good corner out of Arizona. Eric Evans, I believe, is a fast middle linebacker. Nope, just a strong middle linebacker. Jared Rodgers looks like he has good speed. Nicky Willis fits the bill there. Johnny Turner, again, just looking for speed anywhere I can find it. You got to get more speed on the field. Andy Sims, he's 68, but I believe he's a JUCO. You got 1-star JUCO. Marcus Bridges, 2-star JUCO. Another D-tackle here. 3-star JUCO D-end. That's our 1 3-star JUCO, just because they tend to be, ranked, 76 to 80. So we're going to use that on John Muse at D-end, but he looks pretty solid. We got Anthony Smith out of Missouri. James Christian, again, just trying to find some linemen I can fill the need. Daryl Burns, I believe, looked like a speed guy. Had some strength, so added him. Willie Goodman, got to get an athlete on the board. 65 overall, fits the bill. He's 3-star athlete out of California, but you look at his grades here. Good speed, acceleration, agility. He can tackle. Play rec is up there, zone coverage. So a guy in the defensive backfield, but we need that. So he fits that. And then the kickers, I kind of throw the 65 and over out the window. I didn't go after the best one here, but I found a 2-star guy, 74 overall. I feel like that's somebody that we could get, if it was a real life situation. So he was the last one we added, but I feel good about the start of our board. Obviously, it will continue to take shape. Guys will drop off. I'm hoping some of these guys I don't have to put points into, and they stay on our board and continue to climb. But week 3 we'll go after more guys. Week 8 we'll go after more guys, and we'll just continue to find the best players for our program. Scouting wise, can't scout a lot, but we're going to scout the top 20 guys here. Richard Hancock off to a good start. Not Whitaker, not Maxwell, not Greg. And again, this scouting doesn't tell us a lot, but it's just something I'd rather do. I don't know if I don't do it. I don't know if the CPU changes anything, and I don't want to risk it. them taking players off the board or whatever. So I'm just going to scout them. See, well, Matt Jones promising, McCullough promising, not Simon, Jonathan goes up, Matt Anderson goes up, Ziegler. It looks like Ziegler could maybe be a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, or defensive backfield, or linebacker maybe it is. It's his size, 6'2", 207. Okay. All right, so that's it for recruiting. And with that, that's the end of this episode. It's exciting to have season 1 in the books. Really excited for season 2. Although, again, looking at our schedule, it's going to be a challenge. We got a lot of tough games. Nothing's a gimme. To get to 6-6, again, would be quite the accomplishment. If we can meet or exceed last year's win-loss record of 7-6, that would be fantastic. But we've got the event wheel to deal with. We've got actual injuries in game, and it's going to be fun to see what we can do. I've enjoyed putting the series together. I think it's just going to continue to get better and better as we go along. I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy editing them, putting them all together. So hopefully this is something that lasts for a long time. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well. If you have, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you're always caught up with the New Mexico Lobos Slow Burn Dynasty. That's a wrap on this episode. Thanks for watching. Tune in for the next video, week 1 against Nevada. We've got to recruit, we've got to scout, we've got a game plan, and hopefully find a way to start 1-0. Again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Catch you in the next one.